Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Beardlib editor tutorial. So today it's going to be a little confusing because I'm going to be going over special objectives. I want to give a forewarning to this episode. I know special objectives somewhat. They're very confusing. I don't understand them completely, so don't take my word as gospel. But I'm going to explain just the bits that I do know and give them to you, alright? So special objectives are an element that can determine, not determine, sorry. They pretty much allow AI to do special animations. So if I put an animation in this SO action right here, and I hit test, sorry, I forgot. I'm going to hit manage access flags. I'm just going to add all of them. Now if I hit test. No. Okay. Can I try this again? SWAT. BI. Is this going to work? There you go. So they'll do an animation just like that. So pretty much special objectives are how to tell an enemy, like this guy over here, to do an animation. So I'm going to explain why I fucked up a little bit there. So these things called manage access flags. Manage access flags pretty much go over every type of enemy or person that can be in the game. And it pretty much determines who can use this special objective. Well, as I put in, the cops can use this, FBI can use this, and SWAT can use this. I don't know what these are, but I do know that Civ female and Civ male are it's pretty self-explanatory. I don't know what climb and crawl are, but you can just go through. You can kind of tell the general basics of what these are. What was I gonna say? If you have a Civ or Civ female in, it'll prioritize when I hit test to spawn a civilian. So that's why I messed up, because I had the Civs in there. So now if I don't, it will spawn in SWAT when I hit test. So let me go over some of the options in here. So special objectives can be used in two different ways. So in here, as we talked about in the nav creation episode, we have one single nav surface surrounded by nav blockers. So the game will process this as a single room. Alright? Special objectives can do two things. They can either do an animation within a room, like you'll often see animations like when they kick down doors, when cops come up to a power symbol and they start doing a little animation to turn it off. Those are all special objectives. So they can be used within a room to just do tiny things like turn. No. Power? Switch. Look up wall. Yeah, there you go. So we hit test. You'll see he looks up. So this animation just doesn't move. He just sits there. He just does a little thing looking up. But special objectives can also be used for enemy to traverse from one area to another. This is usually used in climb over. So you can see this, if we do test, you can see he climbs over. So if there was a wall right here, one room on this area, one room on this area, he would climb, traverse over the wall, and be here. Meanwhile, there was no navigation to link the two rooms together. So that's one way, that's another way that special objectives can be used. And that if you want it to be used in that way, you click this little is navigation link. So navigation link pretty much will link the two areas together. And AI will look and say, hey, the players are in this room, but I'm in this room. Let's use a special objective to get over to that room. So align rotation and align position, that pretty much tells the AI that they have to stand on this special objective element and they have to be facing this way. If I got rid of align position, they could be facing in any direction and do the animation, which would look a little funky because they would stand here looking this way and they would do the animation to jump over the wall this way even though the wall was here. Align position, this is used for say if you just want an AI, he will walk for 5 seconds and then he'll look up, look around. So it doesn't matter where they are, they will do that. I accidentally did rotation, it's the other way around, position. So it doesn't matter where they are, they will just do that animation. Alright, I use this in Julie's story, Julie Crafters I should say, for the AI to walk on the patrol paths. So needs position reserved, I have no idea what that means. Repeatable just means that it either means that the same character can do the special objective multiple times, or it means multiple characters can use the same special objectives. This is mainly used for when it's a navigation link. That's when I usually use it. Use instigator. If I want special objective 2. Where do I have another special objective? Hold up. Oh, alright. I was testing stuff over here. Yeah. Okay. So the special objective 2, pretty much when this character spawns, it will use the special objective because it is use instigator. So if I hit execute, I believe it should, or when I hit execute on this. Oh, right, because I was missing a couple of steps. Forced means they have to do it. That's also another thing. No arrest. I think that pretty much means no arrest. I think it's like if you're here and the AI is here, you're within a interrupt distance. I believe that's what it is. So they won't do the special objective. If that no arrest is on, it will force them to do the objective, I believe. Scan. See this little search position thing here, which is the same position as the normal. If I move it to say 500, you'll see that this little orb moves away. So the search distance right here, we can turn it up and it just increases an orb. So pretty much if I have the scan thing on, if enemies are within this area, it will tell them to, hey, come do the special objective. I believe that is what that does. I've never really used it that much, but I think this is mainly used for if you want an AI to turn off the power. It's pretty much, you can detect if somebody's in the near vicinity of the power box, and they can disable the power. And what's another thing? Allow follow-up self. So this is pretty much used if you want a special objective to go into another special objective. We can have it be like manage follow-up elements and do that. So now when this element is done, so they will jump over the wall, land right there, which is conveniently right where I put the circle. Not intended, but works. I believe when you have a navigation link, this circle needs to be on the other nav surface. So if the wall was here, that navigation link would have to be here because this is in the other nav surface. Anyways, So pretty much what this says is once he's done the animation, he will then do this animation because they are linked and they have the allow follow-up self. This animation, there's nothing in it, so he won't do anything. Let's just stop testing. Then there's a bunch of things down here. So this AI group pretty much tells what kind of AI want to use it. So I want it to only be used by enemies, the patrol path, and all these path things are determining how they walk. So path style, that could be destination, warp, position. So destination pretty much just says as long as they get to the end destination, doesn't matter where they walk. If you want it precise, it will walk within a precise line from A to B, stuff like that. I think this is neutral, so they're just walking like normal. Hostile means they'll walk with their gun out, armed and ready. Combat means they will walk with their gun out, aiming towards in front of them. I believe that's what those do. Pose, they can stand or crouch, pretty obvious. Attitude, avoid or engage, not too sure what those do. Trigger on, not too sure what those do. Interaction voice, I've never used it. Search distance, I explained before. Interrupt distance, so if they're if a AI or a character, if a threat is detected closer than this distance, they won't do the special objective. There's a chance for the special objective to go off, so if you want stuff to be chance based, this is how you do that. Interval just determines how often an SO should search for a character. This is used in the search distance. So if it fails, it will just increase the chance with this chance increase incremental. And the action duration just determines how long they will do it. This is mainly used for, you know how there's that one where you looked up. If you want that to only go on for 0.5 of a second, you would hit the min or action duration max to 0.5, and he would only do it for 0.5 of a second and then go back to normal. It kind of overrides what the normal animation length is. So it kind of went over the basics of what all these are. Now, how do I make it work? Because I have this. When he spawns, we'll execute this special objective, which is used not as a navigation link. Line position, repeatable use instigator force, no follow-up self. There. So I believe if I were to execute this, should go use the special objective. Yeah, there you go. So you will run to the special objective and do it. So let's try that one more time because I did execute the special objective. Again, we're kind of learning this together here. So sometimes it will take a moment for them to really process. Yeah, so what I have there does work. What you can also do is manage spawn instigators. You can always just click, what is this guy called? 6. Let's say, hey, when this person spawns, when enemy domain 6 spawns, use it. They both use the same thing. I usually like to use both just to make sure it really works. So, now we have special objectives, how they work. If you go into here, you can see all types of animations. So these animations kind of have a code to them. So we can see E, which means enemy. I don't know what NL, I think it's navigation link. I think that's what that might mean. And then it says, hey, what does it do? Kick enter, kick special, blah, 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 blah. You can see ESO, this is just enemy pushing a button, disarming a bomb, using a key. You can see all these are pretty much special objectives where they don't move. But there's also a couple of other ones. There's CFM, or CM. Yeah, so CM and CF. So CM is civilian male, This is when they spawn, I believe. Yeah. We can see a bunch of the civilian males, CMF. So CMF, I believe, is used by either or of them, either civilian male or civilian female. Civilian F or CF is used by only females. So there's a little bit of a coding within the special animations. So you can kind of determine what will work and what won't work. Because if I were to use, I'll use, say, this one, and hit execute, this guy will never go to here. I mean, he will walk to it, but he won't do the animation. So, yeah, see, they all walk to the thing. Oh, interesting. Okay, so like I said, learning this together, this manage spawn instigator means that, hey, everything that spawned from this has to use this special objective. So yeah, as I saw, as I showed, I should say, the CF, civilian female, these cops do not have that animation. They're not capable of doing that animation, so they won't do anything. If I were to change it to up and hit execute, we'll see that he'll slowly, after a couple seconds, walk to here and do it. They should, yeah, so they all go do it. Just because it is now an animation that they can actually do. So we know those. I'm going to go over another thing. Let me just remove that. So you have the special objectives, but if you ever wanted a character to do an animation when they spawn, this is how you do it. Uses spawn action. So if you do any of these, we can do aim rifle, hit test. You can see right when he spawns, he's already aimed, ready to go. I can also do up balcony. Whoops, up balcony. See that he's climbing up the balcony. So if you ever want an enemy to spawn and do an animation, this is how you do it. This is often used when AI characters or AI will come from a place that doesn't have navigation into a place that does have navigation, just because they have spawn animation. And it's a lot tighter than using spawning and then using a special objective to get them into the location they need to be. Civilians can also do it. I don't have any civilians loaded. Damn it. Civ. Let's go. Female casual. Sure, park escape. Yeah. So we got female casual. We can hit test. They will load in. You've seen this girl lots. If I use a state, again, we have to use CF and hit test. See, she's just lying down, just like she normally would in counterfeit. But if I do CM, it does work for civilians. But you can see there's something a little wrong with her, right? I need a better one. I need a better one that really showcases what's wrong. So you can kind of see that her arms seem slightly stretched out, like her shoulders. She seems just slightly long, and especially her neck. This is just because males and civilians actually have different heights, so they don't follow the same bones that animations use. But if I were to change it to a male, he looks totally fine, totally normal, like he would in every map. But if I do it the other way around, I'm just going to show you. You can see his neck's pushed in, his shoulders are pushed in. It's a way easier way of showcasing what it looks like when a male does this female animation. So yeah, we kind of got the basics of how to do special objectives, how enemies can spawn with animations, what I wanted to show you is how to create a path. So pathing is used mainly during stealth and for escorts. So how to do it is you go to AI and hit AI data, and I want to hit this plus. I want to type in test path. Alright, so I have this test path here. I hit the plus again. It will put up this. So what this does is I want characters to go from this corner to this corner, up to here, 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 and then finish off here. So it looks like a weird loop. If you ever load overkill levels, you'll see these things everywhere. You can always just disable them by hitting draw. This is a new feature, but you can see that the start point is here. They go to here, go up, 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 and they finish at the red. The thing kind of loops just as a showcase that, hey, this is all one single set, but they don't actually walk from here to here. And you can see all the IDs here and what they're called. So you can click it there. There you go. So with the special objective, what you can do is link it to a patrol path. I'm going to link this special objective to this patrol path. I want the path style to be precise. I want them to walk. And then this action is what's done once they get to the very end, I believe. But I don't want them to do an action, so it's just going to be set to none. Now if I hit execute, they're all going to walk to it. So you can see they walk straight. What? It's not supposed to happen. Let's try that one more time. Come on. I hate how it takes forever sometimes. Course. Maybe it doesn't work for cops. I think cops have struggles with it. Yeah. Cops don't seem to like it. If I type in security. I'm also just going to hit save and restart. Man, today's episode is going on a little long. I apologize. But I'm going over something that is very complex, so I have to go into details with it. So I'm going to try this. It's got to be precise. It's got to be repeatable. Yeah, forced. Yeah. Okay. This guy needs to be hard. No. Load. Security. So if I load that guy, this special objective, I have the security tag. Now if I execute him, hello? You're gonna use it? So this is the issues that I have with special objectives, is sometimes everything's right in here, to my knowledge, at least, but they refuse to use it, and I have no idea why, alright? It's very annoying, complex, and I don't understand it. Let me go to jewelry store. So I'm going to showcase what I did in here, because I have it working in here, rather than creating it myself. Really gotta finish up this episode. So, what is done in here is, once it loads in, just gonna remove the editors. So we go over here, we can see a bunch of patrol paths. This is the patrol path for all the guards in the back. I have this enemy dummy, which goes up to this special objective right here. And this special objective trigger detects when it's done, when it's completed. Most of them usually have a start, complete, or fail. They don't really have these acts. Some do, but most don't. So pretty much once it's done, it will start it again. Does that make sense? Actually, no. It goes from here. Yeah, goes from here. You do this animation, do this animation, do this animation, and then restart. So pretty much I have a patrol path for enemies to walk a path, wait, walk to another path, wait, walk back, wait, and then do this crazy thing and restart. So they pretty much loop. I will showcase what that looks like right here. So hit execute. He walks. Well, he runs because it's technically not stealth. He will run all the way to here and then just wait there. As you can see with this, I have the patrol path set to the path. I have it set to precise. And nothing else has really changed except for enemies, and the access flag is set to security. So pretty much this is exactly the same as what I did in the other map, but the other map didn't work. I don't get custom objectives sometimes, okay? But usually what I do, if I know there's an animation that's done in a map and I want that animation, I will just grab that special objective, copy it, bring it to the other map using the prefab system. So that's what I recommend you do. If you understand special objectives, go for it. You know, I'd really like to hear how, because I want to learn them someday. Anyways, this was the episode explaining the basics to special objectives and animations for enemies. I hope you kind of understood a little bit more than what you did before. Yeah, enjoy using special objectives, and hopefully they work a little bit better for you than they do for me. See you in the next episode.